Hello, I'm BlitzX5 and welcome to my video. I just wanted to go over a list of the mods I have installed since they really improved my experience in the game, and I believe some should be implemented in the base game by Overkill. But until they are, these mods do a great job. So starting with Payday 2 BLT, that's actually the mod manager itself, which makes it so that you can just drag and drop the folder for the mod into your mods folder and be done with it. It also facilitates auto updates for mods that allow auto updating and other such stuff. It's basically the thing if you're gonna be using mods. So there's that. Then moving on to Silent Assassin, it's a modification for how the pager system actually works. So it is possible to use this for really cheaty purposes and for just basically an easy switch for missions that you really don't feel like doing the proper way, quote unquote. So it allows you to change the pager answer number so you can answer, or so you're not able to answer more than a certain amount of pagers, while the main mechanic allows you to kill guards without being detected and have their pagers not go off. So there's a little bit of balance there, but it's debatable. Anyway, that's what that does. Moving on to Announcer, as it says in the description, library to announce things to people. What I have seen it used for is announcing what mods you're using, just in case, you know, there are other people joining your lobby who don't necessarily want to play with certain mods, which is cool. So that's useful for that. It's actually a requirement for some mods, I believe, so that's a good thing. Flashlight extender just makes your flashlight more usable in the game, whereas it's really dim and short range, so guards from a fair distance don't really get lit up. This thing helps that. So yeah. Sound effect when someone joins is pretty straightforward. It plays a sound effect when someone joins your room, or actually even when you join a lobby as well, which is kind of weird, and I'm sure you can change a setting to switch that off, but yeah, it can be useful for if you're not really close by, or if you're, you know, doing something that you might be able to hear an alert sound. So there's that. Create empty lobby. Creates an empty lobby that's set to friends only, and it doesn't have a contract pre-selected, so you can kind of figure things out, and it's just a good starting point for actually selecting a contract and getting into a game. You have Wolf HUD down here, which is a HUD replacement that most people know about. If you're new to mods, I guess you don't, but it replaces your HUD items. Also, it adds stuff like counters, loot counters, timers, a few things that would be considered cheaty or borderline, but then a lot of things that are just helpers in the game for information that you have anyway but just want to keep track of. So yeah, I find it's really nice for that. There's drag and drop inventory, which makes the items in your inventory drag and drop. Pretty self-explanatory. Really nice, makes things a lot faster for organizing. We've got rebuy contract, which adds a menu item in your lobby for you to rebuy the last contract that you played. We have please go there, which is a hostage Waypoint mod, as you can see in the description. You can see the description for every mod that I'm mousing over, but I'm still gonna give you a brief audio description anyway. It allows you to move civilians by placing a waypoint. The waypoint is actually placed using GoonMod custom waypoint standalone, which it lets you place and remove waypoints for the civilians to go to when you shout them. So yeah, that's what that is. I figure it's a really nice way for the system to work. It doesn't really exploit anything that isn't there already. It just adds the ability to make the civilians go where you want them to go, which is kind of how things should work. And it doesn't add any extra civilians that you're able to move. It's more or less the default system with a little twist. Reconnect a server adds an option in your top right of CrimeNet to reconnect to the last server that you were connected to, which after the game closes, it'll fail to join the server for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's good for that. Build DB is for backing up your skill builds. It backs up the type of build as far as the perk deck that you used and how many points you have in the predominant trees that you put your points into, and it saves them with a link to pd2skills.com. So I find that pretty useful as well, though by now most of my builds are pretty much memorized because they're fairly rigid in their use. But yeah, let's move on. We've already done GoonMod Waypoint. That's what I use for please go there. Message sound plays a message, or plays a sound when you get a message. So that's pretty useful, considering I don't think there is a default message sound as far as I remember. I was questioning that after installing the mod, so I'll have to double check. But yeah, that's what that's for. Hostage pathing fix is another fix for hostage pathing. This one is closer to the vanilla game. It's closer to how the game works as is. It's you move the hostages like you normally move them, except now they actually move where you want them to move. They will move right on top of you, and you can lay them down exactly where you are. So it basically gives you the precision movement that you need, which is essentially what Please Go There does, but with the waypoint, so you don't have to get them to come to where you are. You can send them to somewhere else. That's why I like it. Inventory right-click menus adds a context menu, right-click menu, to your inventory items. So when you click on something, right-click in your inventory, it brings up the menu for you to equip, customize, or whatever it is that you're gonna do to the thing. Move your masks, though that would be more easily done with drag and drop inventory. The right click menu is good for equipping and customizing and other stuff that the menu options would be down in the bottom right for. So just makes everything easily accessible. Fading contour is something that makes contours slowly disappear. It's basically just have it as a dependency for one of my other mods. I don't remember which one it is. I think it might be for Please Go There, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's more or less just there. It's nice for what it does, but I don't use it for anything really. I actually have it turned off, essentially. The settings turned to default. So we have cleaner here, which it takes out any money that may have been, gained through joining a cheated lobby. You're playing with, you join a game at the end of it, or whatever the case may be, where you just happen to gain money that you weren't looking to gain. It lets you take that out and just basically reset stuff. You can take out all your money if you need to, but I believe there is a safe house button for that. So yeah. And Fastnet is another version of CrimeNet, so to say. It's server finder with filters and such, with just a revamped menu, and allows you to search things in a different way, I guess. I don't really use it. I installed it and checked it out, but I haven't gotten too in depth with it. I might start using it if I find it to be that much better than CrimeNet, but so far CrimeNet has worked fine for me. So that's a list of the mods I have installed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a good one.